I knew the exact second the room shifted. It wasn't the music. It was her laugh. Sharp, careless, carved straight into my spine. She stood across the room. In that gold dress she always wore when she wanted attention, surrounded by her friends, swirling her wine like it was an extension of her ego. And then she said it loud enough to slice the air. Soft enough to pretend innocence. Honestly, look at him, she sneered. I only brought him so the pictures don't look empty. A few chuckles, a few sharp inhales. Everyone pretending they didn't hear. Everyone did. I kept my glass still in my hand, the ice unmoving. My face didn't flinch. That was my gift. I didn't break in public. I never did. She'd learned that long ago. She just forgot what that silence actually meant. Her sister Mia didn't laugh. She pushed through the circle, her eyes burning. Not with pity, but anger. Then divorce. Him, she snapped at her sister, loud enough to freeze the room. Hell, I'll take him. You've got lovers anyway. The party went quiet. A different kind of quiet. The kind before truth detonates. And I felt something inside me uncoil. Calm, cold, final. I slipped the envelope from my jacket. She saw it. Too late. Actually, I said, my voice a steady blade. I'm already free. Her makeup couldn't hide the color draining from her face. It started long before tonight. The venue smelled like expensive perfume and polished wood. Candles flickered in tall glass cylinders. Everyone pretended to be wealthier, happier, more loyal than they really were. I learned early that social events weren't celebrations. They were stages. And tonight, she wanted to perform. I watched her glide through conversations, tossing little barbs at me with that practiced smile. I used to mistake it for stress, then indifference, then cruelty. Now I know. It was simply arrogance. Confidence that I would never leave. She thought she knew me. She never understood my silence. Because silence is not forgiveness. Silence is observation. Silence is the loading of a weapon. The trigger came 2 weeks earlier. I found the messages. Not one lover, 3. 3. And she didn't even bother to hide them. Well, like she believed I wouldn't dare check. Like she believed she was untouchable. When I confronted her, she didn't panic. She laughed. You won't go anywhere, she said. You need me. That was the moment something inside me died. Not with noise, but with incredible stillness, a clean severing. A quiet burial. I realized then she wasn't my partner. She was my captor. And I had spent years building the key. So, I planned quietly, efficiently. Without tremor. While she sneered at me for not earning enough, she never noticed how I handled all our finances. While she ran to her lovers, she never noticed I documented everything she abandoned. While she posted pictures of her perfect marriage, she never noticed the lawyer's number saved under a decoy name. She saw my silence as weakness. It was simply preparation. First step. Freeze joint accounts she never monitored. Second, reroute my salary. Third, secure the contract for the house, my parents' house. She claimed she deserved half of. Fourth, the divorce papers signed by me, waiting only for her to see them. Last, tonight. Her favorite stage, the perfect place for her downfall. The unraveling began hours before she mocked me. Her card declined for her emergency shopping spree. She assumed it was bank error. Her car was towed. Title in my name. She assumed it was the landlord. Her friends were oddly cold to her because I finally told the truth to the one who mattered. Mia. Not out of spite, out of necessity. Mia had always watched quietly. She saw the cracks. She saw the cruelty. And she, unlike her sister, understood the value of respect. So when she discovered the affairs, her fury wasn't theatrical. It was protective. I didn't expect her to defend me tonight, but when she did it like a sword. Now, back to the party. Back to the stage where everything collapsed. My wife, ex-wife, technically, snatched the papers from my hand with trembling fingers. She skimmed them, her breath catching as she realized the dates. You already filed, she whispered. 2 weeks ago. You blindsided me. No, I said quietly. You blinded yourself. Her eyes darted around the room, searching for allies. But shame works quickly. The friends who laughed before now avoided her gaze. People love a spectacle until it reflects on them. Then came the panic. You can't just leave me. I was angry. I didn't mean you meant everything, I replied. You just never expected consequences. She reached for my arm. I stepped back. That distance. Those 3 in hit her harder than any shouted argument ever could. Meanwhile, Mia stood beside me, not touching, not intruding, just present, solid, unshaken. When my ex finally spoke, her voice cracked. Can we talk privately? No, I said. We've already talked enough, and I don't owe you another performance. The end came quietly. I walked out. Mia followed me to the door. She never deserved you, she murmured. I know, I said. She threw away something good. She mistook it for something weak. Mia looked at me then, long, steady, without pity. So what now? I exhaled. Slow and controlled. Now, I said, live. She nodded once. A promise, not a question. Behind us, the music resumed. But something in the room stayed broken. Not me, her. As I stepped into the night air, one thought crystallized. Clean. Sharp, and final. The moment she mocked me, she dug her own grave. The moment I stayed silent, I built my escape. And the moment I walked away, I